Hello and welcome to my science tutorials. In today's video, we want to look at how to find the point of intersection of two lines when you are given their equations. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, in order for us to find the point of intersection of any two lines given their equation, all we need to do is to solve the equations simultaneously and find the value of the x and the y coordinate, and that will give us the point of intersection of these two lines. So let's begin by looking at an example that we have over here. So we have to sketch the line x plus 2y is equal to 1 and 2x plus 3y is equal to 4 on the same axis, and find the coordinate of the point where they intersect. Alright, so let's go ahead and write down our solution. Now, in order for us to sketch this line, the first one we have is x plus 2y is equal to 1, and then the other equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. So the first thing we do is we say over here, let x be equal to 0. Now if x is equal to 0, it means we have 2y is equal to 1, and therefore y is equal to half. So it means from here we have the point x0, y to be half as one of the points for this equation. Now the next thing we do is we say let y be equal to 0. Now if y is equal to 0, then the equation over here becomes x plus 2 into bracket 0 is equal to 1. Just like over here we have 2y, so it's supposed to be 0 plus 2y. So over here we have x is equal to 1. So therefore our coordinate over here will be the value of x, which is 1, and then the 0 over here. So these are the 2 points we are going to plot for this equation. And then for this equation we have over here, we do the same thing. We say let x be equal to 0, and that will give us 2 multiplied by 0 plus 3y is equal to 4. Therefore 3y equals 4. Y will give us 4 on 3. So our coordinate over here is x is 0, y is 4 on 3. Then we say let y now be equal to 0. Now if y is equal to 0, we have 2x plus 3 into bracket 0 is equal to 4. So 2x equals 4 over here. Then our x will be equal to 2. So it means we have the second coordinate to be x is 2, y is 0. Right, so let me use a different pen. So we are going to plot this coordinates to get our lines for these particular two equations. So let's say I draw the Cartesian plane. So just a rough sketch of my Cartesian plane, and then I have here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Then I have from here 1, 2, 3, 4. I have -1 here, -2, -3, and so on. So the first point I have is 0 and half. So my x coordinate is 0, then the y coordinate is half, so it's going to be at the top over here. Then let me use a different color for the line. Okay, so let me use green. So it's over here. So it is 0 and half. Then the second one is 1 and 0. So my x is 1, and then my 0 is y. So it is over here. So it is 1 and 0. So our line will pass something like this, pass through over here. So this is the first line. This is x plus 2y is equal to 1. Now let's plot the second line. We have 0 and 4 on 3. So 0 and 4 on 3. 0 is the x, so it's over here. 4 on 3, that will give us 1 point something. So it will be somewhere, let's say somewhere here, 1 point something is over here. So we have over here 0, 4 on 3. And then the second one we have is 2, 0. So this is 2, and then 0, it is also over here. So this is 2, 0. So if we draw this line also to pass over here, pass here, you see that it will go and go and go and cut the first line at a point somewhere over here. Now, because this is a rough sketch, I can use the graph to estimate the x and then the y axis of this point over here. So this is the point x and y that we want to find. Now, if you draw this thing to scale on a graph, you should be able to find the answer by tracing from the graph. But since this is not up to scale, let's go ahead and solve the two equations that we have simultaneously and find the point over here where they met. So let's look at that. So the equation we had was, we have x plus 2y is equal to 1 as our first equation, and then we have our second equation to be 2x plus 3y is equal to 4 as equation 2. Now, from equation 1, let me make x the subject. So making x the subject in equation 1. If I do that, I have x is equal to 1 minus 2y. That is, I maintain the x here and then I send the 2y to the other side of the equal to sign. So let me make this equation 3. So now I substitute equation 3 into equation 2. If I do that, I have 2 into bracket. The x will now be 1 minus 2y plus the 3y over here is equal to 4. So I have 2 multiplied by 1 will give me 2. 2 multiplied by 2 will give me 4y plus 3y equals 4. So I have my 2 here. Negative 4y plus 3y will give me negative y, and this is equal to 4. So I send the y to the other side of the equal to sign. So I have my 2 here. I bring the 4 to the other side, becomes minus 4 is equal to the y to the other side becomes positive, so y. So 2 minus 4 will give me negative 2 is equal to y, and therefore y is equal to negative 2. Now that I have my value for y, all I need to do is substitute y into any of the equations, either equation 1, 2, or even equation 3. So I'll do that into equation 3, and then I'll have x is equal to 1 minus 2 into bracket the y now, which is negative 2 over here. So my x will be equal to 1. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 will give me positive 4, so it becomes 4, and therefore x is equal to 5. So therefore it means that the point over here where these two lines met over here is x is equal to 5, and then y is equal to negative 2. So this is the point of intersection of the two lines that were given in this particular question. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at another example. We are to find the coordinate of the vertices of the triangle whose side have the equation x plus y is equal to 4, 2x minus y is equal to 8, and x plus 2y is equal to negative 1. So let's go ahead and look at how to solve this problem. So let's write down our solution. Now, the first equation we have is x plus y is equal to 4. Then the next equation we have is 2x minus y is equal to 8. And then we have another equation that is x plus 2y is equal to negative 1. Now let's go ahead and try to find the coordinate so we can sketch this graph. So x plus y is equal to 4. If we say let x be equal to 0, we are going to have y to be equal to 4. If we let y to be 0, x will be equal to 4. So it means for this one, the coordinate or the point we have over here will be x is 0, y is 4, or for if we say let y is equal to 0, we will have x to be 4, y to be 0. So these are the points we are going to plot. Now for the second equation, that is 2x minus y is equal to 8, we do the same thing. Let x be equal to 0. If we do that, we are going to have 2 into bracket 0 minus y is equal to 8. Therefore, we have minus y is equal to 8, and therefore y equals negative 8. This therefore means that the first point we have over here will be x, which is 0, and then y, which is negative 8. And the second point we say let y be equal to 0. If that is the case, we have 2x minus 0 is equal to 8. Therefore, we have 2x is equal to 8, and therefore x will be equal to 4. And so the second point over here will be 4, which is the value of x, and then y, which is 0 over here. So this is the second point we are going to plot for this particular graph. And then for the third point, coming over here, we say, as usual, let x be equal to 0. If we do that, we are going to have 2y is equal to negative 1, and therefore our y will be equal to negative 1 on 2. So the first point we have over here will be 0, negative 1 on 2. Then we say let y be equal to 0. If y is equal to 0, everything here will be 0. Therefore, x will be equal to negative 1. So the second point will be negative 1 and 0. Okay, so this is how we get the point. Now, if I go ahead and draw my Cartesian plane, okay, and I sketch all of these lines. So this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. Now, because of space, I would like to just do a rough sketch. If I sketch this point, the point that I have over here, I will have something that looks like this. Another line coming from the top to the bottom somewhere here, and then another line passing to cut the line over here, okay, meeting at a point over here, negative 8 over here. Then here will be a point 4, sorry, the eraser, okay. So here will pass through, a line will pass over here through this line, then cut the y-axis over here. So it will cut over here at negative 8, and then over here will be 4, and then this is our 0, and then yeah, the other labels will come. So the graph is going to look something like this. Now, it means that we have this place as our vertex A, or vertices A, this point as vertices B, and this point as vertices C, and these are the points that we are supposed to solve this equation simultaneously to find the point where they intersect. Now, if you look to the points that we have, you see that we have a point here 4, 0 when we solve the first equation, and then we have another point here 4, 0, which is also what we got when we solve this particular equation. This means that two of the lines pass through the same point. So that will be one of the vertices, and that place is over here. That is where I'm denoting as A. So one of the first vertices is 4, 0, and we already obtained that by solving the equation x plus y is equal to 4 and 2x minus y is equal to 8. Now all that is left is for us to find the vertex B and vertex C. We can find vertex B by solving the equation of the line over here, this and this, and then we can find vertex C by solving the equation of the line over here and the one over here. So by the way, this one, the line over here this is the 2x minus y is equal to 8. The one over here is the x plus y is equal to 4, and then the last one over here is the x plus 2y is equal to negative 1. So if you want to find the vertex B over here, we solve the equation 2x minus y is equal to 8 and x plus 2y is equal to negative 1. If we want to find C, we solve that of x plus 2y is equal to negative 1 and x plus y is equal to 4. Alright, so let's go ahead and solve them and look at the point where they meet. So for vertex B, okay, so we have to solve the equation x plus 2y is equal to -1. This is our equation 1, and our equation 2 will be 2x minus y is equal to 8 as our equation 2. Alright, now if you look at what we have over here, we can go ahead and solve this particular equation simultaneously and find our answer. So the first thing I'll do is I will make s the subject in equation 1. So that will give me x is equal to -1 minus 2y. So if I substitute, let me make this equation 3. Substitute equation 3 into equation 2, I'll get 2 into bracket -1 minus 2y minus y is equal to 8. If I multiply 2, I get -2 minus 4y minus y equals 8. So I have -2 minus 5y equals 8. Therefore, I have minus 5y is equal to 8 plus 2. This gives me minus 5y equals 10, and therefore gives me, if I solve this and I find y, my y will be equal to -2. Now if I substitute y back into equation 3 to get my x value, I'm going to get s is equal to -1 minus 2 into bracket -2. This will give me -1. -2 multiplied by -2 will give me +4, and therefore x will be 3. So therefore, it means that the vertex B, the coordinates are 3 and -2. So it means the point over here is 3 and -2. Right, so let's go ahead and find vertex C. That is, we are going to solve the equation x plus 2y is equal to -1 and x plus y is equal to 4. So right, so let's do that. So let me do this and use a different color for that. So for vertex C, or point C, we are going to solve the equation x plus y is equal to 4, our equation 1, and then x plus 2y is equal to -1 as our equation 2. Already we have x here, so I can make x the subject over here. If I do that, make x the subject in equation 1, I'll have s is equal to 4 minus y. This will become my equation 3. If I substitute equation 3 into equation 2, I get x will now become 4 minus y plus 2y is equal to -1. That is using the equation 2, where I substitute this equation 3 into it. So I now have 4 minus y plus 2y equals -1. So this gives me 4 plus y equals -1. Y is equal to -1. I send the +4 to the other side, becomes -4. Then y is equal to -5 over here. Now, if I substitute -5, okay, substituting y equals -5 into equation 3, I get x to be equal to 4 minus into bracket -5, and then x will be equal to 4. Negative becomes positive, then 5. So s is equal to 9. So for vertex C, the coordinates are 9 for x and then -5 for y. So it means the point over here is 9 and -5 over here. So this is where they meet. So that is how we solve the intersection of two lines to find where they meet at a particular point. So if we have the line of an equation of a line, so for instance we have line A, line B, line C, and they intersect at a particular point, you just solve the two equations simultaneously and then you find the point where they intersect. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.